Turning your tables faster will have a direct impact to your sales month after month. Now, it might not have a direct impact every single night because some restaurants aren't really that busy, and it's really tough to be busy in this economy right now, Monday through Thursday, but we're talking exclusively on Friday and Saturday night. You should be turning those tables in order to increase your sales by 10 to 20% on the year. And I say that because the numbers don't lie. The numbers show that if you go from turning 2 tables per table on a Friday night, you go from 2 tables to 3 tables on a Friday night, per table I'm talking, the increase to sales just from Friday nights alone is anywhere from 15 to 20% to your gross revenue on the year. So if you do that Friday night and you do that Saturday night and maybe sometimes on a Sunday or a Thursday, if you have some really busy other nights, it could have one of the biggest impacts on your sales this year. It's also great to know when to turn tables and when not to turn tables. I remember working at a place, super successful Long Island restaurant, and we were really busy, but around 5:30 on like a Friday night, we weren't really that busy yet. So we wouldn't be as focused on turning tables right then and there. We'd actually let the food take a little bit longer, meaning it wouldn't just come right out, just so we could fill up the dining room and actually have a 15 to 20 minute wait. And then all the bodies in there make it look like we're the most packed restaurant there. And now more people want to come in. So then we started turning tables. So if it's like a Wednesday night and you're really not that busy, your servers aren't supposed to be like focused on turning tables the same exact way. But the way we teach you to turn tables actually is just from giving amazing service. So a lot of the things you'll hear me say, you should be doing whether it's busy or whether it's not busy. The only real changes I typically make when it's not busy is I'll actually have more time to describe food, really get into selling them, and really get into selling some desserts and having them sit for a little longer, maybe selling some to-go food as well. Before I get into the big changes that you should be making in order to turn more tables and how I'll teach you how to train your staff on it as well. My name is Brandon. I'm the CEO and founder of The Restaurant Launch, and we train your front of the house staff at the highest level across the country, almost exclusively online. The first thing I'm focused on when it comes to turning more tables is efficiency. Now, efficiency is tough to just like teach them something and they could go do it right then and there, but the terms that are very similar to efficiency is like full hands in, full hands out. They should be doing that over and over again, walking through the entire dining room instead of just only walking to their section. So now they have more teamwork. But when efficiency is done right, it's actually the server just being like 5 steps ahead of the guest. So I'm actually bringing them more napkins, or I actually know they're gonna need more napkins or might need more napkins because they ordered 12 wings and I only gave them 4 napkins for 3 people. And if somebody uses 2 napkins, then they're gonna be out. So if I see somebody start to use it and there's only 1 left, I'm gonna bring them more on my next trip. So it's really about anticipating the guest's needs and how you could really coach somebody on this. And I'll preface by saying, hopefully you watched our first video on like train the trainer and you should have some coaches or have your managers do this. But how I would coach somebody on efficiencies, I would pull them aside as a newer server or just a server in general and say, we wanna work on some efficiencies. Can I coach you on something? Okay, cool. They have like a few things here at the table here. What would you grab for them knowing they're gonna need it next? Okay, great. And then maybe they'll discuss like, oh, I bring a sharp knife for their steak coming out. Okay, great. Let's start doing that sooner, right when you put the order in. Let's bring out that sharp knife. Even if they have app plates or they're finishing up with their apps, that's actually the perfect time, right? When they're finished with their apps, let's bring it and then bust the table at the same time. So mark and then bust. So marking tables, you could coach them all on actually pre-marking their tables. Right when they're about to pre-bust the appetizer plates is when they should be pre-marking with silverware for the next course, ketchup for the next course, things like that. Now, we'll probably have a ton of videos on efficiency on our Instagram page, so check that out if you want to get more in depth on efficiency, but I'll go into number 2, which is going to be unobtrusive service. Now, there's a big difference between silent service and unobtrusive. Silent service is more so like, I'm not going to talk this entire time, I'm going to use as little words as possible. That's not what we focus on. We focus on only using words that really matter, but we will small talk with the guests and we will help guide them and have a back and forth, okay? So that's why we don't consider it silent service. That's why we consider it unobtrusive. Unobtrusive is more so, I'm not gonna interrupt the guest, okay? So look for those times where they might be chatting on their own and you walk over and you drop off some napkins and you say like, here's some more napkins, and it actually interrupts their flow and their conversation. That's what we're trying to get away from. The best way to teach your servers this is to just during a pre-shift lineup, tell them about it. Hey, when you're dropping things off, you don't have to say what you're doing and you don't have to say what you're about to do. It actually weighs more in the guest's head and is more powerful that you're doing this amazing thing when you don't say it. And the example you could give to them and steal from me directly is like if you're about to go clean your room as a kid and you scream to your mom, hey, I'm gonna clean my room. She would probably say like, as you should clean your room, you haven't cleaned it in a while. But if you don't tell her that you're cleaning your room and you just did it, she'll reward you for doing it. That's the same situation. When you tell the guest, hey, I'm gonna go get you some more napkins, and then you go do it, it really means nothing. They're like, okay, that's your job, basically, in their head. But when you don't tell them you're gonna get them more napkins and you anticipate their needs and know they're gonna need more and bring a few more and don't say a word even when you drop it off, that's powerful. And you're doing the same exact thing. It's just more efficient because you didn't use words and you just did it. And it's more impactful because you didn't say words and they were impressed by it. Those first 2 points that I just made are definitely the most important. But when I'm trying to turn tables, I will just offer desserts by saying, did you want dessert tonight? When I'm actually trying to sell desserts, I might plant seeds about desserts, which is saying like, hey, start thinking about a few of our dessert specials. We have this, this, and this. I'll give you a few minutes. And then I'll come back in a few minutes, let them digest their entrees and ask them, what are we sharing tonight? I'll also list out like espresso martinis. I'll list out select like coffees and things like that, specialty coffees and to-go food, and hopefully get them on another $50 to $200 before they leave. I do that whenever they're actually like sitting, we're not on a wait, I'm gonna do that. Or maybe we're only on a 10-minute wait and we're usually on an hour wait, and I have another couple of tables about to be turned. So I know this table I don't really need right now. I'm not gonna need for another half hour or so let me sell them on desserts, and it seems like a good table to do so. Now, I hope this video gave you a few things you could actually go directly work on with your staff tonight. We have a ton more on our Instagram page that you could actually send directly to your staff members, and I want you to do so. I think that's the point of our social media posts, is that you watch them, you like them, you take what you like, and you're able to send it to your staff. And as always, if you want some more and you want to talk directly with us and see if we can train your staff directly and you get a ton of results from it, all you have to do is click one of the links below that say like book a demo with us or something like that, and either myself or Hunter will get on a call with you and see if it would be a good fit to work together.